I want you to welcome to the stage. We have Melissa Butler, the founder of The Lip Bar. I know y'all have heard about The Lip Bar. Give it up. Miss Janelle Stevens, founder of Camille Rose. I know you have used Camille Rose. And this panel is going to be moderated by Chisholm A. Marie of the New Voices Fund. Y'all give it up for them. Have fun.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Good, good, good. This should be a good conversation. I'm going to start off. I'm sure that they don't need an introduction, but I'll have them say a little bit about themselves and their brand before we jump into the discussion today. So go ahead, Melissa.
Hey y'all, can y'all hear us? All right, fantastic. I am Melissa Butler. I'm the founder and CEO of The Lip Bar. We are a vegan, cruelty-free, easy-to-use makeup company, but we are known for our lip colors. We have the best reds on the planet, a million nude colors. We're right over there in BeautyCon, and you can also find us in Target, Walmart, CVS stores across the country.
And I'm Janelle Stevens, CEO and founder of Camille Rose, and we make gourmet beauty products for the hair, the skin, and the body.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so this conversation is definitely about as you're growing your business. In our community, a lot of times we say it takes a village to raise a child, and as you're building your business and trying to become successful, you can't necessarily do it on your own, or sometimes you need some help. And so we're going to talk a lot about mentorship, but first to kind of level set, can you guys talk a little bit about your success? You said that you're in Target and Walmart, you're also inside retail as well. Talk a little bit about how you thought about that strategy and if there was anyone who helped you along that way.
So I didn't think about that strategy, and for me, everything just happened kind of organically. Like, so when I founded Camille Rose, I really wasn't making products to sell or get in this business at all. I was making products for myself and my family, and I just went on this whole quest to just change my lifestyle, and a whole like natural quest. And I just happened to really honestly be at the right place at the right time. And somebody really came up to me and told me, can you tell me about your products? And I was like, for a minute, like the guy that walked up to me was like a Caucasian man with like flip-flops on, a backpack, like, and for a quick second, I was like, well, the products are really not for you. But then I was like, let me tell him about my whys, my reasons for starting Camille Rose, and thank God I did, because after I finished talking to him, he took out his business card and he was like, I'm a buyer from Target. And I was like, lesson learned to myself, never judge. Never judge a person. If that's your passion, and if they ask you, tell me about your product, you need to start talking. Just like a singer, if you want to be a singer and they said, you need to sing, then start singing. And so I told him about, why I founded Camille Rose, and he was like, you know what, I would like to fly you up to Target, so you can tell your story there.
I did not know that story.
That's a great story.
That is amazing.
And it was 1 year after I started my business. So I was super young. I had no idea of how to do any of this. The language, how to be a retail brand, nothing. I had to teach myself everything.
So I started The Lip Bar because I was solving a problem. Most business owners want to solve a problem. I was so frustrated that Black women didn't believe in themselves, that Black women felt like they needed to transform in order to be considered beautiful. So because of that, I was starting my business to solve a need, which was building on the self-esteem of Black women. That doesn't make you automatically know how to run a business. Just because you have a great idea does not mean that you can be a great leader. So I absolutely had to tap into my community and be willing to ask for help. Be vulnerable to say, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to launch in Target. I don't know how to change manufacturers because, they're not serving us in the way in which they should. So I think the thing I'll say about mentorship is you will always get what you put out there, right? So you have to be unafraid to ask for help. Black women don't ask for help. We are so proud. We are used to wearing, bearing the burden for all of our family, our entire community. And it wasn't until I was willing to say, hey, I'm not Superwoman. hey, I do need help. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. That actually started to grow my business.
No, that's really helpful. And so let's get a little practical, because sometimes we don't know what we don't know. So how do you know to seek out the help? You know, like, I want us to be intentional here. I know sometimes, like you said, it just happened, that guy happened to, you know, come out to you, but that doesn't happen everywhere. Can you share something with the crowd on how they could be intentional with trying to seek out mentorship or help in areas to grow their business?
I didn't know, and I didn't have it. So I just like kind of took my time and just like trusted myself, right? But then as I got into the business, I had somebody from that was already in the industry successful to kind of guide me. And the funny thing is, y'all, I was like, wait, why are you doing this? Why are you helping me? And I'll tell you, it's Cornell McBride Sr. who owns Design Essentials. And I'm sure we all know who Design Essentials is, especially if you've gone to a salon. And that man helped me so much that I was surprised and shocked, like, okay, what's the motive? Why are you helping me? But he was like, you know, I genuinely feel that I need to. And I had to accept that and stop trying to think, okay, why is he really doing this? What does he want? You know, I had to accept that. And so by him just taking me under his wing, it really catapulted my brand to the next level.
I mean, obviously, we've all heard this before. Like, your net worth is directly linked to your network, right? That is so true for the Lip Bar. So no one just has the perfect person in their back pocket, or a lot of us don't. If you do that, it's fantastic. Congratulations. But beyond that, you have to build your network. You have to think about what you want for yourself, what you want for your business, and be very intentional. I knew that I wanted to scale my beauty brand. So I started looking at other people who scaled their beauty brand. Thankfully, we had people like Lisa Price from Carol's Daughter and Rich Dennis from Shea Moisture who had built big, beautiful businesses. And so I literally first started studying them. I wanted to know what went right, what went wrong, you know, what were they doing to really stand out in the market? And then I actually was intentional about trying to build relations with them. I stalked Rich Dennis for years. Rich is the owner of Essence, y'all.
And don't be afraid to email people or DM. Like, I get that all the time, right?
I used to email him for years, and I never got a response. And then one day I was at a trade show, because you have to work it from all the angles. You need to go to your trade publications. You need to go to your trade events. So I was at a beauty trade show, and who walks right in front of my booth? Rich Dennis. And I left my booth. It was not manned. I was like, my name is Melissa Butler. I did a quick elevator pitch. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. I did my 30-second elevator spiel. I was like, I've been stalking you for years. I would love your perspective on my business. I showed him that I had already trusted myself and was willing to go the extra mile for my business, but also that I was vulnerable enough to say, I need help. Can you help me? And he became my first investor.
Wow, that's great.
And that's only because I was intentional about creating the relationship. So build your relationships. Find the people who are similar. I am sure there is nothing new under the sun. I am sure that there is someone who has a similar journey to you that you can sort of model. You don't have to do the exact same thing, but learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And then be okay with them telling you no or not willing to help. Because you're going to get a lot of people that is not willing to help, a lot of people that will not answer your emails, but do not give up. Don't let that discourage you. Just keep going.
Right,
All
because I
those
emailed him a
no's,
bunch of
somebody
times.
will say yes. Somebody will eventually say yes. So don't take things personal, because their dream is not your dream. So just be okay with that. Don't let it stop you.
Yes, for sure. Be persistent. I love that. Your net worth is next connected to your network. And so thinking about network and just touching on, you said that you went to some of the trade shows. What are some things that are places that people in the audience can go to or show up in that can help them connect with the right people or be in the right spaces?
Honestly, I don't even think you have to go anywhere anymore. Like when I was building my business in 2012, like social media was not as prevalent as it is today. How many of you guys have friends on social media that you have never even met? People who literally, people who you're like, oh, I always see this person, or this person is my friend in my head, or this person has a common interest. Befriend them. Ask them questions, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there. So that's the social perspective, but then also you can go to events, whatever industry you're in, whether it's travel, whether it's food, whether it's beauty and personal care, there are conferences, there are tons of women's empowerment brunches that y'all can go to. Be willing and ready to talk to the person right beside you. You never know how they might impact your life.
That's what I did. I went to a beauty show, just randomly. Like, I made all my products in my kitchen, put my little labels on, right? Screwed my tops on, packed up my car, and went to my very first beauty show. And that's where I met my target buyer, right there. My second year in business. The following year, I was already in a retail store. I was already in Target because that one guy that I met at my very first show. So.
Great. And just to share with the audience, can you share an example of how your mentor really helped you or supported you in some way, in a tangible way?
I have lots of mentors. I have mentors who are my friends. I have mentors who are much older than me, mentors who are younger than me. I don't want us to get so caught up on the word mentor. I don't want us to think that you have to officially ask someone to be your mentor in order for them to be your mentor. I want you guys to instead think about it like, can I draw from their expertise? Can I give them some of my expertise? Because all of us have something special within us. And mentorship should not always be like a take situation. There's always something that you can add. So what I have learned from my many mentors is more than anything to be confident. So when you talk to people and they give you that little glimmer of hope that allows you to believe in yourself, that is what you need when it gets tough. So I can tell my idea, like literally I can talk to one of y'all in the audience after this and I'll be like, you know what? I learned something from them. And I want you guys to be that open to Camille's point because like, yes, they can teach you everything from how to budget or how to launch retail or how to raise money. It is endless, the possibilities, but more than anything, you actually have to be open to learning.
I didn't have one. And most people, when I say I didn't have a mentor, I reached out, but people didn't respond. And so, but I didn't let that stop me. And please know that it's okay to not have a mentor. You can be your own mentor. God could be your mentor. Just pray yourself through the process. You could look on social media and admire a Janelle with Camille Rose or admire a Melissa with the Lip Bar. And through that admiration, that's mentorship. You don't have to come follow me day to day, or you don't need me to email you back to give you advice on how to pursue your dream. You need nobody for that. You can be your own mentor. And at first, guys, when people would ask me that, who was your mentor and all this stuff, I would be like, scared to say that I didn't have a mentor because everybody had a mentor. But I'm in Little Lafayette, Louisiana, handcrafting my products in my kitchen. Those mentors really wasn't there for me, but I did not let that stop me. And I need everybody, if you're an entrepreneur out there, you don't need a mentor. Let God be your mentor. Let your mother be your mentor. Let your friends be your mentor. And your family be your mentor. And you keep moving forward. And success happens. Yeah. It's all about your energy. It's all about your drive. Yeah. And it's all about how hard you're willing to work to grow your brand and do what most people won't do. And that's your mentor.
That's good. Yeah, persistence and learning from a distance. All right, so we're about to wrap up, and so just wondering if you guys have been able to give back, if you've been able to mentor others or support others. And I know, Melissa, you have Boss Ventures, if you want to talk a little bit about that, but love to know how you've helped others and how that has been a blessing to you as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, the reality is so many of our founders in the Black community are kitchen to corporate. We've all started in our kitchens, and then we've scaled miraculously, right? but I really thought it was important to make sure that the person behind me had a much easier path than me. I really wanted to make sure that I was a door opener. I understood the value of me being the largest Black-owned makeup company in Target. I understood how hard it was for me to get there and all of the mistakes I made along the way. So how dare I not help the person behind me? Literally every single day, y'all, Black businesses are closing right now because we are in a very tough economy. Why? Because there are no resources. Why? Because DE&I is not cool anymore. Why? Because literally the Black squares, no one gives a shit anymore. So I was like, instead of relying on somebody else to help fund our community or mentor our community, I can do my part. So we actually launched a grant program called Boss Ventures. We're actually announcing semifinalists next week. So very proud to be able to provide mentorship and a little bit of grant capital, because I know what it's like to not be able to fund your next purchase order, or just, you know, not to be able to hire somebody when you really need to use your mind share somewhere else. But then beyond that, people ask me questions all the time, and I am so ready and willing to give my feedback. It don't mean it's right, but all I can do is give you my perspective so that you don't have to learn the hard way like I did.
That's great.
And so I founded the Janelle Ennis Stevens Foundation. My passion is mothers. I'm a mom of 5 kids. And when I started this brand, Jesus, let me tell you something. Raising my kids and doing this was hard as hell. And so what I like to do is find those moms who gotta work with children, who gotta wake up early, pack them bags to them kids, get them to the daycare, and then go to, that's hard. And then try to pay your rent, and then try to pay that car note and daycare, it's hard. And so what we do is we pay rent for moms, we pay daycare expenses for moms, and that's just my passion.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Well, I guess maybe we can leave the audience with one thing. Looking back on your journey, your career as you were starting your business, is there anything you would have wished you known or you would have done differently? I know that's pretty broad, but any nugget that you want to leave with the audience?
I'll just say, I think it's really trendy to want to raise money. It's very sexy. People are like, I want to start a business and I want to raise money. And you didn't raise money. I want us to know that you do not have to raise money to build a successful business. Raising money will completely change the dynamic of how you operate your business, how you think about growth, how you hire people, how you report to people. Like the idea that like I am a boss lady or I'm a CEO, I still have to report to people. Not only my investors, but my customers. So I want you guys to know that you can build a big and beautiful business without fundraising. I just want to, it ain't sexy, y'all.
Yes, as an investor, I agree.
And I love it, is needed, and I realize that it's needed to raise money to scale all the way up, but for me, I decided to grow organically. I decided to grow at my own pace. When I went into my first retail meeting and they wanted to give me $1,000, I was like, I'm good with 100. And I knew that all money wasn't good money, and I didn't want to get on the shelf and fail. I wanted to win. So in order for me to win and pay for Camille Rose to continue to grow, I had to do it in small doses. So I did it based off of my pocketbook, and I was okay with that.
Awesome.
Run your own race, guys.
Yep,
run your own race.
Exactly. So if you can help me thank Janelle and Melissa for their insights and this great conversation. Thank you.